Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
Everybody says China, 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 but you've seen bubbles come and go.
Right.
What's the process that you're using to identify which markets are the ones that you really want to spend a lot of time in?
Well, I think if you ignore China, you ignore it at your own risk. And if you go into China, you absorb an enormous risk because on top of the normal startup risks, which are many, you impose government regulations which change on a regular basis. And you have to deal with things like transparency and financial reporting. So you have to recognize right off the bat that Chinese companies usually have 3, 4, 5 sets of books, right? One for the taxman, one for their investors, and one of which, or 2 of which they use to run the company. So trust becomes the essence of that, and transparency. So what we do is we always focus on the people. And it's obvious that the market is big, so we normally don't have to worry too much about the market. We do have to worry about what the consumers are willing to pay for. So in China, people are willing to pay for certain things, but not willing to pay for other things. So you have to design your product or your service quite differently than you might in the US, where people have a different attitude about some of those things, or even in the rest of the world. But it comes back down to the people, right? So in the people issue, we look for transparency and honesty. We look for focus, and we look for people who we want to deal with. Actually, people we like. We don't want to invest with people we don't like.
Mm-hmm. And how do you determine that, though? Because everybody puts their best foot forward initially, and how do you determine those things up front?
It's kind of like speed dating. Everybody's got their story, but you get a certain feeling about people. Obviously, it comes with some experience, but also it comes with being burned. So if you look at the venture capital process, my wife points out to me that dumb monkeys could do a better job probably than venture capitalists, because we look at 200 companies a month, 300 companies a month. We study 10, we invest in 1, and we're wrong 2/3 of the time. So I mean, figure the odds. So the question really does become, when you go back and you say what worked and what didn't work, it came down to people that you could talk with, and they would respect your ideas and you would respect theirs. And when you meet people on the street, you tend to either want to be with them or not want to be with them. It's very, very similar.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.